Sing it.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, this song is definitely growing on me. I know I said I liked In the Blood more, but I can't deny that it's still an absolute banger that if I listen to a little bit more, I know I will fall in love with. Anyway, hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Hades 2. This is our Arcana setup for the day because I can't be bothered to change it. We're going to be running the aspect of Selene, which gives us a starting hex. And we're going to be going for the underworld. We're going to take... Let's go ahead and drop down our heat because we don't need to go that crazy. We'll just take the 2 levels of rivals. This is going to be a rough...
Should be a lively evening.
Skella with rivals is a bit tricky. Also... Hold on, what is this over here? Skyfall. Okay, so it shows us that the hex is building up. Cool. We're gonna be taking the coin purse because I really don't have a starting boon in mind. So we're just gonna let RNG decide how we're gonna play the game, and I am fine with that. Starting with Hermes, which is my favorite starting god for this, honestly.
Death Ratafira should be resting easy in your father's care, but Grab shut it all down, flung open the underworld's gates, and here we are. If I were dead, I'd be mad too.
Alrighty, so Nitro Boost, Mean Streak, or Travel Deal. I think, honestly, Travel Deal sounds pretty tempting. Mean Streak, I feel, falls off too easily and won't be super helpful in boss fights. Nitro Boost is very solid, but only blocks 1 hit. I'm going to take Travel Deal because it'll have the best effect overall. It means that we don't need as much coin to just kind of get our run going. Plus, we did start with the coin purse so that I can afford a boon guaranteed in the mid shop and hopefully get a second boon in the shop before the boss. But it's a big assumption that we do even get a mid shop, which is not always guaranteed. My thought process as far as what I want for this, so for context, we do need to burn through magic to, of course, charge up our hex. So I will ideally get some Omega move, something to tempt me into using Omega moves. Hopefully this hammer is the starting point for that goal. I'm going to be honest, Aspect of Selene is probably my most run Black Coat aspect, but only because I haven't run the other 2 that are on the weapon aside from base Melcoat and Selene. We should actually see what this hex looks like. It does take quite a bit to charge up though, which is the one downside here. I should have taken Path of Stars. You know what? That's what I should have done. I should have taken Selene's Keepsake in hindsight. We'll take it on the next floor. Anyway, your specials briefly gain 5 power for up to 5 consecutive hits to the same foe. That sounds like it could scale pretty well. Whenever your attack strikes foe, your special has a 25% chance to fire automatically or deal 250 more damage to armor. These all sound fairly decent, honestly. I feel like this is probably the weakest overall in terms of description. I think I'll take Launcher Frame. 25% chance of auto fire our special sounds great. And Apollo, we'll take him. I'll probably want him on the attack, or his gain would be great, especially if I'm going to be running a Omega focused build. It doesn't hurt to have that. You know what would be funny? Yeah, if we go for his attack, I bet we could get just a giant super punch, like bam. If that's enlarged by Apollo, I bet that'll be pretty fun.
Even though your mother and father are back, you can't just stroll down to the bottom of the underworld, can you? Finding remnants of Kronos means recreating the conditions in which you faced him before, or something like that?
That's what they told me. Alright, let's see. We did get his attack. It's the lowest rarity. I could take a Lucid Gain alternatively, but I think we'll start with his attack. It's a 40% damage modifier, and it makes our AoEs much larger. Let's see how big this punch is. I'm curious. Oh, that is very big. Okay. I think we have something silly going. I think it has enhanced the size of our Omega, or our dash attack as well. I would presume as much. I guess it was a smaller AoE to begin with, so it's a little bit harder for me to appreciate that. There's a second Apollo. I think we go for the Apollo, honestly. It's a free higher tier boon. Yeah, we give up the mid shop, but we could only afford one thing after all. And I'll make sure that I charge up my... Do I want anything from here? Gain HP? Nah, we'll save our coin. I'll make sure that I actually show off the hex and what makes the aspect of Selene so fun. That juicy 420 damage, of course. But the main thing to understand about the baseline Black Coat, as well as any other aspect of the Black Coat base, the cool thing about it is it has that Omega attack that charges that creates a shield. Apparently, if you run out of magic while charging, you lose that shield, and there's a bit of a wind up before, of course, as well. So I did take more hits there than I needed to, but learning process for a weapon I don't use often. All right. You know, I'm just realizing this is kind of silly that they made it so, unlike other tier 2s that apply curses, this only gives you a % chance of activating the curse, which to be fair, it does last for 9 seconds, which I guess balances it out, but it feels a bit weak for that. We'll take Blinding Rush because it's, why would I take a 15% chance to apply the curse when I can get a guaranteed and move faster? Just seems better. Plus, it sets us up for Apollo's Legendary, although I don't really know if I want to use it on this build, frankly. It would probably be pretty funny if we used the Omega Special, I suppose. I also completely... I realize I don't have enough magic to even use the Hex. So I will admit, Aspect of Selene starting out feels kind of weak. We're gonna need some max magic to make this work. Probably look for Aphrodite, I imagine. Her gain is okay, but more so I just want Spiritual Affirmation to increase our max magic, or I'll take Hecate's Keepsake on the next floor.
Long have my brothers, foster sisters, and I warred against the Titan Kronos, and yet now we are to have a truce? I shall not trust in him anytime soon. You need but say the word, and we shall seal him away for good.
Now we're friends now, it's good. All right, Storm Ring, Static Shock. I don't think we take Static Shock. It would be funny on the special, but we already need more magic as it is to even be able to use the Aspect Weapon the way it's intended. So we'll take Storm Ring. Storm Ring has very solid DPS. I'd say it's really up there in terms of cast, in terms of DPS compared to Hestia. I think Hestia maybe wins out a little bit because it hits everyone, whereas Storm Ring is single target, but you get Double Strike. We want to go this way that we have a thing to unlock here, apparently. I'm not actually sure what.
It's quiet.
Did that just mean we have... Oh, you know what? It's probably telling us that Rocky is here. Hello, friend bird. Hello, friend bird.
Little Raven.
Doesn't have white eyes, so I guess it's not an albino raven. It's just a shiny raven. It's like a Pokemon shiny. That's all it is.
Join me.
Anyway, so this episode, I have to just kind of recount the events of this week because I have had a lovely week with Kiwi, and I want to talk about that.
Be at peace.
So... this week was a very together kind of week. We did a lot of stuff. Okay, there's our first passive stars. We'll definitely take that. Hurting for HP, so maybe not the best option, but we'll take it. Anyway, so this week was a very together sort of week. We did a lot of stuff together, Kiwi and I, and it was a very kind of like healing week where we made progress on personal goals about housekeeping side of things, and then we just spent a whole day cooking and baking, and it was absolutely delightful. So let's just go in order. So day one, we finally got around to doing some major housekeeping, largely because we had one of your childhood friends visiting. They were in the area, so we wanted to say hello to them.
Behold the aspect of Cassinthe that I once wielded, little star. Perhaps shall wield again some other age. Back then, my light was widely feared, until a subtler approach worked best for me. But you need not hold back.
I would love to see some fan art of Selene just rocking a jetpack and launching missiles at everyone, but... All right, let's see. More on your friend visiting in a second, Kiwi. Let's see. Your Hex inflicts Shine and deals 50 damage to a random surrounding foe. Shine. Afflicted foes take 50% more damage from Omega moves. Okay, so it's a synergy. It's a pretty solid synergy. It makes enemies take more damage from Omega moves, and we need to use Omega moves to generate enough charge or to activate the Hex in the first place. 20% damage reduction during that sounds pretty solid too. I think we definitely want to get Shine. Did I miss something? Okay, it automatically applies Shine. Okay, I gotcha. Foes afflicted with Shine take 5% more damage, deals 30% more damage to Guardians. That sounds like the most appealing thing. Hex strikes 2, your Omega moves randomly. Okay, I think we're gonna go down this upper path based on what I'm reading here. So starting off, foes with Shine take 5% more damage from Omega moves, the Hex has 10 more power, and then 30% more damage to Guardians.
Illumination.
Hopefully between either a Magic Regain boon or some max magic, we'll be able to actually use this on someone. I will go for the Palm here and try to get it on the attack, which we only have 3 boons, so there's a reasonable chance that does in fact happen. In fact, there's a guaranteed chance that does happen. I think if we get enough magic that I can spam the Omega attack, silly things are going to happen, because look at that giant punch. It's actually pretty funny. I like what I'm seeing here, so I think we will kind of fall into a Omega attack focused build by the end of this run. We just have to get there. So 20% more damage on the attack. We'll very gladly take that. Thank you very much.
There we go.
Anything here? Yarn of Ariadne. We have the... Also, I have to admit, for some reason I got Ariadne and Arachne mixed up for some reason, and now I really realize that was silly of me. We'll take this yarn because it is a... Oh, for some reason I thought I saw a Fated Prophecy on it. I guess we don't have that, so we're fine. I think I'll I'll skip it. I'll save our coin for other things. Let's take the nectar here because we are always looking for meta progression. Anyway, so we did housekeeping. We did a bunch of housekeeping. It is the cleanest our bathroom has looked in ages. It is the cleanest our kitchen has looked in ages. We organized a whole bunch of tea. We made tea cozies that I mentioned in a previous episode where we were crafting up or crocheting together, which was delightful. We've been crocheting a lot. We were crocheting a lot the week prior. I'm going to take the shop here, even though I do want max magic. A magic regain boon will do just as well. Kiwi of the present has joined us. Good morning, Kiwi. You have joined me just in time for me to reminisce about the week's events.
I called a soul belly?
Okay, I think we take the cheaper boon first for sure, so let's go for that.
At last.
Oh, hi, Ares.
You need not be surprised to find me thus. Our family often takes a more direct approach, but I'm not above skulking in shadows. I rather
Quite enjoy it. Sorry, I cut him off there. Sword Ring, I don't want. Blood Spree, none of these are really good, but do I really want to reroll an Ares? I would rather get Zeus's special, frankly. Ares special is super unappealing, although it would at least give us a way of getting a origination going. Actually, no, I don't. No, I do. With my dash, I have it. So I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll because I just don't want any of this. Grizzly Gain. Honestly, let's go for it. We have not taken a Grizzly Gain build in a while. Cut Above is tempting as well, given we saw that it did a fair bit of damage last time. But Grizzly Gain, we're gonna build around Grizzly Gain today. And Nemesis took our palm, and I do not have enough coin to afford the boon. Well, I didn't even notice Nemesis, so it's fine. But that's really unfortunate. Oh well. So Grizzly Gain. On its own, it's kind of weak. We're gonna need more Ares to make it work.
Night, cold and dark and everything. You've spoken certain vows, and as the moon is our witness, I too have spoken mine. Now we may clash in earnest, finally.
Despite this being our second or third time encountering Vow of Rivals Hecate, I appreciate that this is the first time she's acknowledging it, at least in the pre-defeat text.
In earnest? So you have been holding back against me. You said you'd push me to my limits and beyond.
Maybe she has addressed it and I just missed it. Or forgot. It's been a while.
Our limits grow along with us. I know mine well enough by now. Do you know yours? I am eager to find out for myself.
I recorded like 7 episodes in like 2 days, so forgive me. I took a week-long break after that because we've just been having a fun week of everything else. Gonna bail out here because this is gonna hurt if I get caught in it. Punch her a little bit. Because of how Grizzly, oh my goodness, oh gosh, that's a lot of damage. Hold on. Using my iframes from the dash, from the the cast there for sure. All right. This is a little sketchy. Okay, you're the real one. I think we're probably gonna lose a Death Defiance here, unfortunately, which is not ideal considering Scylla is objectively way scarier than Hecate. Not that Hecate isn't scary, mind you. We are taking a lot of chip damage. I do think if I take like one big hit, I am in a bad spot, but we'll make it work. Okay, there's another hit that didn't need to happen. Yeah, I would absolutely love to get some blitz on the special, I think, would help a lot here.
Beware.
I feel like, I don't know if I like the black coat. I do think the black coat is pretty fun. It's a melee weapon. Unfortunately, this game has a lot more melee weapons than Hades 1 did. Oof, not a good start. Are you real? You're not real. So the thing about Hecate is she does tell you where she is effectively with sound cues. If you listen to the stereo on your headphones, for example, you can hear whether she's to your left or right, but I always wear my headphones backwards and I'm realizing this now. So I heard her talking in the left side of my ear even though I am in the right. She was to the right of me. She's using big scary jump, so we're gonna bail out. Thankfully, because she teleported after I locked onto her, the homing missiles told me where she was. I am playing this super safe because I've already lost a Death Defiance. In theory, yep, okay, that shield did block her hit. Now we just have to focus on dodging this. I can actually outspeed this, I think. That's funny. We're just gonna run in circles. Okay, running in circles only works until you run face first into a wall, as it turns out. Unfortunate. Oh, hey, I'm a little rat. I'm gonna call myself Scabbers. Oh, wait, no, that's a Harry Potter reference. I'm gonna call myself Scarver. That's a DFO reference, and I prefer those. There we go, okay. That cast should kill those witches. I need to be super careful here. This is a little dicey. I think I focus on dodging and then just drop my cast on enemies, and that'll help me stay alive. Oh gosh, or I just run face first into all the damage. The cast absolutely wrecks her little tiny enemies. Oh gosh, I don't want more clones. Which one of you is real? Not you. You? Not you, it's you. Don't want this. Where are you? Okay. Oh gosh, my goodness, I am having a rough time of it, Kiwi. She is a scary boss. They really overtuned her after making her first boss syndrome. I respect it, but I also fear it. I fear it deeply. I am just playing the super safe. You're fake. Darn it. Which one of you is real? There you are. Okay. Bail out. Bail back in. Too many things. She's just too many things. I will eventually figure her out or have enough damage. Like, that's the thing. Like, in Overworld, Polyphemus is made a bit easier just because you have so many more boons early on. Hecate, if you get a bad start, she is extremely rough. It also helps that, doesn't help that she keeps teleporting to her clones and I can't find the real one. Is it you? It's you. Okay. Get as much damage there as possible and finish her off with a special. Or not. I did thankfully dodge. I did get hit there. I dodged it because of daze. There we go. Oh my goodness, that was a rough fight. Oof. We'll get a Death Defiance back, I'm sure.
But I cannot mend your wounds, and neither shall your enemies.
No, but Hermes will. It's fine.
For the realm.
And at the very least, we got our Testament. I really do desperately need something to make this build come online because we're in a rough spot right now.
Revealed more of her vast experience. The Witch of the Crossroads leaves the Princess of the Dead to contemplate the limits of the knowledge she has gained.
She must know so much.
What a rough start. Okay, we're fine. I need to practice with the Vow of Rivals bosses anyway, so it's not the end of the world that that happened. It's just, it would have been ideal if we had gotten something a little bit better. Maybe what I do is I take, this might be the time to take Aromatic File so we can upgrade our common boons. I need to get it ranked up anyway, so this feels like a good chance. Alternatively, I lock in a Core God, another Zeus boon. Like I said, I would love his special on this run. That would feel pretty good. Ares just so that we can make Grizzly Game be worth having, or Path of Stars are good options too. But I'm gonna go Aromatic File because at least I actually have a reason to use it, and I remember to not use it before drinking from the fountain. It did verify our attack. Brilliant. All right, Sandpappy, what have you got to say?
Would you permit that we occasionally meet thus, Granddaughter? I realize our prior conversations here in Erebus were fraught, but perhaps we may yet start anew here in this life.
Sounds good to me.
I'll have to learn not to attack you here on sight, but let's give it a shot. What is it about this place that's so special?
What do you mean learn not to attack him on sight? He's been here multiple times and you've never attacked him here.
Well, I know how to find it for one, and you tend to pass through it for two. At any rate, you now have seen the real possibilities that linger on Olympus and below. Let us eliminate the ones that would have led to ruin.
I think it's a little cute to think about the idea of he just decides, I want to see my granddaughter, and comes here and waits for her to pass by. It's kind of cute.
I do like preventing ruin. You'll be closely watched by Olympus and the underworld every step of the way. Don't squander the chance you've been given.
I wonder if you could read that, like in the previous instances before we had our dissolution of time, if maybe that was him trying to connect with someone, even if he didn't really recognize it consciously.
I keep telling myself the same.
All right, Sandpappy, I should probably take a little bit of HP, just give myself a better fighting chance. It's pretty cheap. I'll take it, yeah.
Should be useful.
Do I want this grasp? No, I don't. I don't need the grasp. Okay, so we're in a bit of a rough spot. Our base damage is pretty low, and we can't even use the main appeal of the weapon yet. But we do have Grizzly Gain, so I should be able to spam Omegas a little bit more freely. I didn't get to use it in Hecate because I was so focused on just not getting hit, but
Familiar tune.
we'll start building it soon. Oh, right, Kiwi. Really cool little detail. Not a surprise, but because we are running Vow of Rivals, Skilla gets a new song. They added a third song to Skilla's repertoire for doing Vow of Rivals, and I love it. I love that little design choice. Like, it feels almost expected, but that doesn't mean I can't appreciate it even more for what it is. All right, well, after all that time, we still only spent 70 magic. Let's see, there's a Path of Stars. I probably want that, but this could offer us other boons. So if I see Zeus, I will take it over Path of Stars. If I don't see Zeus, I will probably stick with what I've got. Palm is tempting, but not tempting enough to really warrant. Okay, that does, okay, so I wasn't sure, but it makes sense. The damage does scale the longer you charge. Magic, okay, we take Selene hands down. Hopefully I didn't really fully look at the extent of the Path of Stars. I'm hopeful that there is something that makes it so we gain a little bit of Hex charge despite not having used our Omega attacks and burn some magic. Anyway, I should probably take the chance to eventually talk about our lovely week before I run out of time on the run, you know? 30% more damage to Guardians. If I could ever use it against Guardians, that would be cool. No, it doesn't look like we have... Oh, there. Your Hex also charges up automatically as though you used one magic, so I will take that. Doesn't really matter which one I choose, so we'll want that 20% damage reduction. I'll lock that in. Plus 10 power does sound decent, but we do want to move down this direction first. I like this path, so we'll take more damage to Omega moves. It doesn't really matter then. Okay. All right, so now we should be in a better spot to actually activate our Hex. All right, let's see. Oh, hello there, sir, of who I know who this is, but Kiwi, you don't. That made sense.
The shrines of Lord Hermes that I've seen around the surface. I noticed they take offerings of gold as well. I take it the two of you are back in business then.
Kiwi, I hope you're ready for me to be running around screaming, because this is going to be a rough fight after how Hecate went.
May business be good.
I think I will lock in Demeter here just so I have something to help.
I accept this message.
Local climate, your Omega cast deals more damage if you are in the bindings. We're not really doing an Omega cast build, so that doesn't feel great. I could argue for special, but I really want to hold out for Zeus if I can. Steady growth is too low tier to really make it worth. I'm going to roll once and see what we get. The local climate was tempting. I guess I'll take plentiful forage just so that I have a little bit of extra. None of this is great, honestly. Whatever, we'll take it. At least now I have a little bit of HP regain, but I could really use max HP. Anyway, this is gonna be a rough fight, but it's gonna be a fight. This is basically the equivalent of the Charon shop fight in Hades 1. But whoever could it be? This looks suspicious, except terms apply.
Whosoever claims this contract shall forthwith... I'm not reading all this. Wait.
Mel, you should not read your contracts, darn it.
Brother.
Well, this is awkward. Melinoe, what are you doing here? I was just basking in the adulation of the crowd. They never tire of seeing the champion or champions of Elysium fall.
At least we make a reference to the fact that Zagreus just beat the snot out of Theseus and Asterius.
Hello, Zagreus. Wow, this is Elysium, but I don't know what I'm doing here. Last I recall, I'd picked up some sort of burning parchment from Charon's shop.
Oh, gods. You really accepted an infernal contract. Read all the fine print and still thought it was a good idea.
Didn't read anything, thought it was a good idea.
I can't exactly say I read all the fine print. I mean, there seemed an awful lot, and could you perhaps summarize what I consented to?
Beating me to death.
A free trip to Elysium for one, and an exhibition match with its present champion or champions for another. Though exhibition does mean deadly battle in this case. You ready?
I wonder if there's an instance where we actually do get to fight Asterius and Theseus. I think that would be pretty cool. All right, so what we are going to have to play super safe because his staff is a very long-range weapon, and it's spooky. It does look like while my Omega attack is going off, I do have some degree of safety, so... The main issue is, will Grizzly Gain keep us topped off on magic? I suppose if my special is long range, so I can use it pretty defensively. And by defensively, I mean just run around and pray that Zagreus doesn't stab me in the face with his big angry spear. I do appreciate he does throw out his cast. I can't pick up the cast stone, but that would be... I'm gonna, like, out of habit, run to those cast stones and try and pick them up. Also, absolutely adore the fact that we are using Hades Phase 3, Phase 3 music. So here's the issue with the Grizzly Gain. I am out of magic, and I am not regenerating magic very much at all. That's 15 magic every time Grizzly Gain activates, and it's only like a base 15% chance of spawning. There are things that make you spawn more plasma so you can more reliably use it, but it's a little bit sketchy. Ow, and he hits for 50. Okay, well, we're gonna lose a Death Defiance here for sure, and that is why I wanted to play safe. All right, he doesn't seem to phase here, but I know a thing about this fight because I lost to him. I had a long range build. I think it was with the, I want to say the staff, and I was spamming Omega specials and just kiting him out. And then I beat him, and I'm like, yes, I did it. Oh man, I almost died. And then, well, it turns out he has a second phase. So we are gonna have a bad time, and we're just gonna focus on cutting him through our cast. I do wish he got slowed even a little bit in our cast, which he does not. But I'm gonna save our Omega. Honestly, I'm popping it. By Omega, I meant our cast. He's running away from us. Oh, goodness. If he's gonna hold still for us, we'll keep him in the cast, and that will do a fair bit of damage to him, and we use the rest of our special to build up. Man, it's just boss fight after boss fight where I have to put. This is gonna be a really rough early game, frankly. All right, so yeah, he death defies us. When that happened, I'm like, no, you jerk, how could you do this to me? It caught me so off guard. Now, the thing about that previous fight is I had to like run nonstop just to survive. I have a lot of movement speed because of Apollo's dash, so. And our Hex is building up over time, so I don't have nearly as good an excuse to hold on to it. I am going to focus on special though. Block back at a good juicy Omega attack. I need to learn how to use this. Oh my goodness, that almost killed us right there. That was very close. I would really like to make it through this fight without losing a Death Defiance. The odds are low, and if we don't have our Death Defiance getting into Skilla, I think the run is just over. Frankly, it might already be over. Come on. Ooh, big hit. I actually don't know if he got hit by that or if he had iframes on his dash. I don't know how that works, and I don't want to find out. I am just running around screaming and crying. Darn it, he darknessed out of here. I do appreciate that he is using a lot of, he has like the extended dash attack range, just like how this spear worked in Hades 1. I thought for a second he went invisible. I wonder how much damage his cast actually does. It's so easy to avoid. I bet it does a lot. Oh gosh. Well, there's our last Death Defiance. I guess I could just beat him to death now. We have Strength card activated, but I don't think I survive even a Strength card damage reduced attack from him now. We're in a bad spot for Skilla vows.
You did not hold back at all there. Blast.
Well, on the bright side, we beat Zagreus at least.
Zagreus, are you all right? I wasn't certain whether this was meant to be more for show or for real.
I have to assume you decided for real was the way to go. Anyway, if anybody asks, I went easy on my little sister. Now, if you'll excuse me, I lost a little blood.
Don't worry, there's plenty to spare around these parts.
That was beginner's luck.
All right, so we're in a bad spot. We're in a really bad spot.
Took you down, big brother.
We get some gems, that's cute.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, everyone.
Oh, I should have read that. I missed the text over there. Okay, we desperately need something to. Oh, and we're immediately into a mini boss. That is a little rude, game. I need to be super careful here because every bit of damage I take is one hit from death with Skilla. The Vow of Rivals Skilla boss to me is no joke, so I need to be super careful, super duper careful. We take out. I think we can kill all the little friends here. So I forget exactly what the thing that Zagreus gives us does. I know it's fairly decent. It's actually pretty awesome. I don't know if it was strictly worth it for this run in particular to do that, but it was our first ever offering. I had to do it, you know? There's another Apollo. Not really the god I would like to see here out of all of them, but we take what we get, I suppose. He doesn't give us anything in the way of survivability here, and frankly, he doesn't give us really anything in the way of what I want or need. I don't think we take a special here. It does give a good base modifier, but are there any boons that he offers that I would particularly want at this point? Perfect Image I can make an argument for just for the damage. Same deal with Backburner, although it's a little bit harder to use reliably. We need a precursor to his legendary, I guess, if I'm going to go down that direction, which I'm not convinced I am, frankly. I guess we take Extra Dose, so I have the option later, but Extra Dose is terrible. There's Hermes, there's Max Magic. I think I take Hermes here. We already started the run with a Hermes boon, so... Oh gosh. Oh, I am going to be afraid of dying to everything in this run. We do have good base damage on the Omega attack. It's mostly just an issue of we can't reliably use the Omega attack because Grizzly Gain at base is just a terrible magic gain boon. I committed to the idea of taking it, but maybe I should have prepared for what was to come. The biggest issue I'm feeling with the Selene boon right now is it's pretty close range. I have to be standing near enemies to use it reliably.
Name of Hades.
All right, Hasty Retreat. Dodge chance probably saves our butt here. Quick Buck to afford things in the shop. I think I need to depend on the dodge chance. So 75% dodge chance for each boon we have, or 0.75 rather. 75 per would be nuts. Okay, so that's a 6% dodge chance. On its own, not incredible. We do get a Zeus boon offered, which is really going to be... We just needed special. His special will up our DPS potential substantially, and we do need some degree of burst potential outside of our Omega attack, so I'm quite happy with that. We should be able to get enough coin to afford something in the shop. I would love it if we got 60 coin so that we could get a HP up if it's offered. For some reason, I thought this was a mini boss room. I'm thankful that it's not. because Tony would be our mini-boss, and we do not need more Tony right now. Oh my goodness, I almost ran into that attack there. I'm surprised my cast did not kill that. These are called hippos, I think? Why are they called hippos, actually? I would like context for why they are called hippos. And they are just running away. We really are hurting for just resources in general. I think the best god we could get at this point is either Hephaestus for really decent defensive, or frankly Aphrodite I could make a very strong. I think Aphrodite is our go-to god, but we already have 4 gods, don't we? We have Ares, we have 4 gods. We've got Zeus, Ares, Demeter, and Apollo. So no Aphrodite on this run unless I force a 5th god, which is usually suboptimal. I could still make an argument for it here. All right, we got the lowest tier Heaven's Flourish, but we take that because it is going to up our damage potential a fair bit. A palm or 2 on that will go a long way. There's a shop and a Demeter. Oh, we're in a bad spot, Kiwi. I'm going to go for the shop and hope that we get some healing. And honestly, I take healing over the boon, I suppose. Okay, so here's how things work with the having beaten Zagreus. Every subsequent shop we get a free item. And the free item here is a Path of Stars. It can be boons, it can be HP. I would love to see HP, frankly, but okay. Hex deals damage 1 more time, has 10 more power, and now whenever you use a mega moves, 1 random nearby foe is struck by the effect of your hex. It does cost 30 more magic, but I still think that's pretty solid for us. Oh, and we get 2 more. Okay, let's see. I think 20% damage reduction on the hex would be kind of nice for us. This ups its single target damage, but I don't think we're going to be reliably single target DPSing. I think I'll take the 20% damage reduction for now because we need survivability more than anything else. And then we'll take, once we get Scylla down to just Scylla, it will be helpful there. We'll take the HP, like I said. We need survivability, and I can't afford a palm here, so I will take that as well. Goes on the attack for an extra 15% damage, won't complain about that, but we are basically a two shot potential from Scylla, maybe 3-shot, I'm not sure. She probably doesn't hit nearly as hard as Zagreus, but enemies in this game hit so hard, man.
Soak it up, lady. One of our proud sponsors made all our dreams come true. A brand new stage and a collaboration with one of the biggest names this side of the sea.
I feel like she's gonna be mad when she finds out that we are her sponsor. Also digging the goth aesthetic, she is definitely a Kiss fan. Hi, Charybdis. Yeah, this is what makes the fight harder. It's now a 4-boss fight.
Here with you. This is no sponsor's doing, but the will of night. As fear spreads, so do these manifestations of nightmares. My own, apparently.
You have nightmares about Charybdis?
Badmouth our sponsor all you like, but they got taste, and you do not. We're debuting our latest single thanks to them, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. At least not the first part.
I can definitely do something to stop the second part. All right, so we need to kill Charybdis ASAP. Oh gosh, whoa. Oh gosh, hello Scylla, hello, whoa, okay. So as you can see, this boss is a lot. Immediately, everything wants to do the ouchies to be Kiwi. It's very scary. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to talk at all this run. This run has been so hard. All right, charge up an Omega attack here. All right, we got one of Charybdis. Basically, what I try to do is I burst down the Charybdis tentacles first because they do launch projectiles, and if you get near to them, which with everything that can zone you, you get near to them very often. So I need to be able to have as much room to dodge the zoning tools that this fight has. Oh, what a jam! Tentacles! Oh gosh, sorry, I lost my voice for a second there and that just made it the flattest notes. Oh no, no. Roxy, none of that, please. All right, we've almost made it through phase 1 and only taken 9 damage, which is pretty amazing, all things considered. Oh gosh, I have to play this fight, every fight so safe. We need max HP desperately. The scariest thing Scylla can do is when she goes into her shell in this fight, she will do a charging attack, but the timing on the dodge for that is really difficult for me to manage sometimes. We'll use our Omega Special if I can here just to... You know what? That's a little bit of a disappointment, is the fact that our Omega Special, each hit of the Omega Special does not trigger the buff that we just got from Selene. Okay, this is the thing where she charges at us. Thankfully, like with a bunch of move speed, it's not as scary as it sounds. But if you don't have a lot of move speed, this gets really dicey. Okay, so we need to take out these tentacles near Jetty as much as possible. Drop our Hex here, drop our Omega Special so we can get some blitz damage going. Okay, we took out one tentacle already. She's in her shell, so I need to be careful. I'm gonna focus on running away for now because I really do not want to have to deal with her charging at me. And she takes forever. I haven't figured out the timing on the charge. Thankfully, it is more forgiving than it looks. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay, there's another hit. We're still good. I thankfully did not stand in the AoE there. All right, we try and take out tentacles. Okay, that's one more done. Good. Our cast is doing a whole lot of damage. Okay, she's in her shell. I'm gonna focus on running away, picking up magic where I can. Oh, we're getting locked down. Oh gosh. No. Okay. She feels a lot slower than I remember. I think it's mostly just because we have so much move speed here, but I am getting locked down because of the zoning tool that... Roxy's zoning tools are rough. I need to kill these tentacles. Oh gosh. I think that was a dodge chance that just saved our ass there. This is so much to process. We are one hit from death. Oh, I'm getting sweaty. Yeah, it's getting a little sweaty. Oh, Roxy, why? No. Okay, good. This is our chance to kill Roxy. There are so many projectiles, and I got hit. Well, what a rough run. Okay, that was a rough run, but there was a lot of learning. Aspect of Selene just at its base form turns out. At its base form, Aspect of Selene is a really rough weapon to run. Well, I guess I'll talk about our delightful week next episode, Kiwi, because clearly there was too much stress in this one. Unfortunate indeed. I just need more practice against Scylla, and once we get our aspects upgraded, those fights will be a lot easier too.
Sirens are amphibious. You know their weakness is Phrenos?
Salt. Just pour salt all over them. Although I feel like Scylla is the one who offers the most salt in that fight.
Brother, he's so different, yet it's like part of you was missing till you met.
Hey, if I were you, well, come to think of it, I'd do a lot of things. Go for a jog. That seems nice. Having legs, getting the heart rate going, a heart seems nice.
Yeah, I guess you do lose several things when you become incorporeal.
Stop it, Dora. I don't like it when you get like this.
The longing for life.
Make something with my hands? I don't know, a cup, a bowl. I'd eat. Eating seems nice. Or even just remembering what that was like.
I hope in death we can still eat.
Take care, Dora.
I'm gonna be sad if one of my favorite hobbies is just completely untouchable as a ghost.
Eris is gone.
I suppose if I was a ghost, what would I haunt? Honestly, probably a bakery. I would like to haunt a bakery and just be friends with all the bakers.
Something the matter?
All right, anything we can build here? Obviously not, because we basically made no progress, unfortunately. At least we can get these plants, and maybe that will give us something. Anything for you? Nope, of course not. You're just having a lovely snooze. I bet if we give you some more nectar, we'll unlock something. Can I actually incant anything? No, I cannot. All right, so we keep prioritizing whatever we can grow. Oh, we did get a cattail seed. That is great, because now we will be able to upgrade our soil plots. I do appreciate that. And we have need for more garlic and mandrake, but I'll start with garlic because it takes so little time to grow.
Were you aware that Scylla and Charybdis had teamed up?
I was, and it was something I was not eagerly anticipating.
Oh, you could certainly say that. Why do you ask?
I caught their latest performance. It was quite a spectacle, to say the least. You could have forewarned me that the two were working in concert.
They were definitely in concert together. That was quite the performance.
Goddess forgive me, but I thought it was quite common knowledge that Scylla and Charybdis were collaborating. It's not a new development at all.
Perhaps I merely missed the news.
Should have read the Odyssey.
You could have.
Just talk to Omer. He knows a lot.
So you're still fighting Kronos, and you're still fighting Typhon. Though not just a matter of where, but a matter of when. Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Our Kronos, who had, let's say, a spiritual awakening of sorts, is seeing to it that time flows freely forth, to use his expression. We wish to prevent even the possibility of what happened before.
I don't get it. What happened before happened already. Time is a simple concept, keeps everything moving forward for everybody at the same exact rate.
I feel like Nem is maybe talking for the fan base a little bit here to like contend with the contrivance of the roguelite necessity to continue playing the game.
There may be more to it than that, apparently.
Apparently.
Everything's gotten so complicated.
I agree, Nem. It really has. Why can't we just have a simple conversation with Daddy Darkness like we used to? We haven't even seen Daddy Darkness in a long while.
Lord Charon, why didn't you say anything about those infernal contracts I've started to see? I wound up in an inadvertent clash with Zagreus. Well, you know what I mean. And yes, I won.
I wonder what happens if we lose.
Headmistress, I wanted to say, I'm sorry that you couldn't share in all those memories of the House of Hades, of how I might have grown up had Kronos chosen differently.
No need for consolation, but thank you. You experienced a course in which my intervention was unnecessary. It was for the best. I am gladdened you experienced such visions.
I just don't understand why you weren't there. It's odd to say, but I think I always felt your absence somehow. I never learned my craft. So much of what I hold dear.
Again, I really do appreciate that Hecate in a lot of ways became Melinoe's parent. And I really do appreciate, I really do enjoy the writing around their connection and time together that we don't really get to directly experience outside of that one cutscene or that one flashback, which in itself was very cute and endearing.
But you have learned. As for that other possibility, it sounds as though the Titan proved unexpectedly useful around the house. Thus, I was not there because your mother never needed me.
A little sad to have that alternative thought. I guess it's again, I liken this to the Star Trek episode where Picard ends up going to effectively a flashback of an entire civilization, living an entire second life outside of Starfleet, learns to play the flute, gets a wife, that sort of thing, becomes, I forget what he did as a profession, but he gets a profession outside of space travel. And then when that story finally meets its conclusion and he returns to Starfleet, it's almost as if he had this whole life that was fake but real at the same time. And it's such a fascinating concept to live an entire second life, then return to your first, and that like it's hard to imagine the emptiness that must bring about.
But I did. And still do.
Alrighty, so Kiwi, unfortunately a bit of a short episode, or maybe fortunately, that run was just so very rough. We are going to be running the sister blades. All right, oh boy, maybe let's do my first. I don't have enough silver for Aspect of Artemis, so we are going to rank up the Aspect of Pan, and we're going to run the Aspect of Pan, and I don't actually think this is going to go much better, frankly. I am going to keep forcing. I'm going to keep forcing Vow of Rivals 2 until we beat Scylla. That is my solemn vow on the vow of the Oath of the Unseen. There we go. We're going to make it work. I will choose a god that will benefit this run, which would probably be Poseidon, maybe Hestia. I don't know, Kiwi, we'll figure it out in the next episode. Let's say goodnight to Skelly and call it an episode.
Disciples here claim that you clashed with none other than the Prince of the Underworld himself, and you fought with the fury of a demon, to which I said, come on.
Yes, I fought with the fury of a demon, desperately trying to avoid the Holy Church that wants to smite me.
It's true, sir. I found myself in some competition chamber in what looked to be Elysium. There, Zagreus and I engaged in a full contact battle for the hearts of our spectators.
Yeah, I ran around crying, shot missiles at him, and dropped the zappy circle, and that's about it. Occasionally, I punched him in his grinning face, and that was about it.
Well, that seems pretty pointless to me, kiddo, seeing as I trained you both. You were equally matched. I don't see what comparisons are even to be drawn.
We have fiery feetsies.
Commander, we're nothing alike.
We have the exact same
exactly
feet.
What he'd say.
Yeah, he would say that.
Hey, I remember you.
All right, Kiwi. Our good shade will give us some luck.
Guess whom I ran into in Elysium.
All right, I'm going to take my worst weapon, not necessarily my worst weapon aspect, but my worst weapon, and we're going to do the same run that we did, unless this says I have to go overworld for Testament, in which case...
There's fear in the air.
I don't think this is going to go much better, but we actually do have an overworld run in the next episode. Unfortunate. Okay, well, it is what it is. Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you are sleeping, I hope you are sleeping well. I love you, and I will see you in the next one where... we're going to the overworld, and I'm still probably going to have a rough run of it, but we'll make it work. We will find a way to make this work, gosh darn it, I promise. Actually, no, we're going to go Hestia. I'm going to take Hestia. We're just going to build around glowing, around controlled burn. Well, we'll see. Kiwi, with all it said, rest well. I will see you soon, and I'm going to go make a giant cinnamon bun star with you in the kitchen. See you next time.
Can't even